this season of RHOC, CCC. We're 2 episodes in, and although tonight will be the third, what are you thinking? You liking the rat? She scurries.
Obsessed. Not so obsessed with the rat.
People like it.
I can see how the rat is called the rat, but I am so blown. Shannon Beador, I'm speechless. Now I've said it. We came hard for the Beador. Shannon. Okay, they started filming pretty quickly after she was arrested for that DUI. John Jansen, who's arguably one of the love of her lives, they cut ties. He started dating somebody in her friend circle, threw it in her face at the quiet woman. She is like conducting herself pretty well on the show. I love it. Episode 2, I thought was terrific. Shannon's talking more about her DUI, how devastated she is, how embarrassed she is. Like, I think it is so good. And of course, the big storyline was Jennifer Pedantry, we know has no money, evicted from her place, has her parents
upset.
Yeah. And wasn't that scene strange with her parents? She just kept kissing her dad's ass. And like her mom was like, honey, we love you. She could care less that the mom was in the room. She's like, Dad, I can't believe you're bailing me out at 46. And her mom's like, honey, like, of course we would. And she just like, Dad.
She cares about who has the money, and apparently it's Dad. I thought it was strange. Yes, I thought it was strange. I agree. It's a good season. Shannon is, she's gone through a lot, this Shannon Beador, right? She's really gone through a lot. I think she's handling it well. And look, John apparently doesn't want to be seen anywhere, but to face Alexis and just know that like this woman is fucking your man and you're in love and you still might be in love no matter what you claim. And you had a DUI and the whole world is looking at you. She's doing it. The show is her life, which is what they say, but thank God it is, because we got to see all of this.
Well, and not to mention, Jesus Jugs, okay, even though she's not with Jim anymore, she was with Jim, she says she's separated from Jim when Jim sued Shannon and Tamra, which was a huge financial hit for Shannon. And then they go to Heather Dubrow's party where Heather has this like wishing wall, where you write your anonymous wishes and everyone's like, oh, write that you and John get married. And there's poor Shannon listening to Alexis talk about we're definitely getting married. He's given
promise ring, promised, all that. Yeah.
I give Shannon so much credit. Now, I do think a little bit that they're coming for the rat that scurries. I think the rat looks like a rat so far this season. She doesn't look particularly supportive of Shannon. Now, again, the rat has come out and said, look, I didn't want to go on tour. And I actually agree with Tamra. I don't want to do a tour a month after this woman's been arrested for DUI and she hadn't stopped taking one sip of booze. I even like the way Shannon went on Watch What Happens Live recently and said, look, I'm going to keep drinking. It was a period of my life. I was drinking too much. I was melting down. I was in a horrible place, but I can handle my drinking. Now, can she?
Famous last words, right? Famous last words,
right? This is it, right? It is make or break. If she can truly go to bed at night and not have a cocktail, go out, hang out with people, she doesn't have to drink, maybe she doesn't have a problem. It is such a good season. I love how the pedantry stuff is heating up. I think they're making the rat look like a rat. Emily.
She is a rat.
I loved the scene where Shannon apologized to Gina. That was sincere. And some people have said, some people are really annoyed with Gina. They think she's super annoying this season. I love Gina. And I'm biased because she came on my podcast, gave a great interview. So that always, to me, is like, I respect somebody that will do that. But I loved the scene where Shannon said to Gina, I'm sorry, I wasn't kinder to you when you had your DUI and you're a good mother. I'm
going through it, yeah.
And I thought, I'm with Gina. That to me was one of the realest scenes we have seen from Shannon Beador in a very long time. So
I don't know what it is, but Emily and Gina, they're not bothering me as much. Did it take me this many seasons to just give up and say, I give up? They're here. Is it because New Jersey was horrific and we have nothing else to grasp on here? I don't know, but I too am minding Gina a lot less. I think Gina and Emily are having like the best season. So maybe I'm just 7 seasons late to the game. I don't mind them. It's weird.
I think they're great. I love Emily Simpson so much. I loved her long before her weight loss journey. I thought she was beautiful the way she was. It's like getting a lot of plastic surgery, I think, but that's like a minor aside. Overall, I love it. Dubrow, I could take or leave. I know you're very tight with Dubrow.
Excuse me?
I know. Dubrow, I could take or leave. I don't know. She just plays the same scene to me all the time. But anyhow, she should just do an etiquette show at this point because it's all about, ladies, I cannot stay in this conversation because my new friend is here and I will feel very rude if I exclude her. Even though, of course, like you're being paid and everybody signed a release and everyone knows why we're having this parties to film. But okay. No, I think she should launch an etiquette school and an etiquette reality show because that's all she seems to want to do. Dubrow throws a party and she ought to go to like the Midwest and try to get like Midwestern people to like get into it.
That would be good. I don't know if that would be greenlit. She tried the other spinoff show with Terry about helping people through with a divorce or whatever it was.
No, nobody cares. No one cares about that. They want botched and they would like Heather Save My Party or like Heather does a hoedown and she has to go down to Texas and it's like, I want 4 strippers here and a
Heather's
cash
party
hunt,
planning. Yeah, and she has to elevate that party.
and I'm only drinking Bud Light. And she's like, Bud Light? You know?
All right. Well, Sarah, I know you have a production company over there and you're knocking on doors. Maybe you should pitch this to someone and get in touch with Miss Dubrow. But Miss Dubrow, don't steal Sarah's idea now here today. You know who's not getting along? Speaking of the OC, is this Vicki and this Tamra? And I've said this before on my show on
Ugh.
Sunday. I don't got a team. I will observe each round. Choosing between Vicki and Tamra is like choosing between Melissa and Teresa. I mean, Vicki is, I find, to be one of the most annoying housewives in the history of housewives. I have had real world dealings with Vicki in the past even 6 months, and I find her to be out of touch with the modern society. I find her to be extremely annoying as a human being. And I find her to be just trying so hard and so fucking desperate. The rat that scurries is an actual rat with beady eyes. She has no soul. She is truly an evil human being. As Vicki says, her daughter doesn't even talk to her. Vicki said it, not me. We'll get into what they said. So I don't have a side because I choose neither. But what can you tell us about this? Because they threw some pretty low blows. Tamra accused her of being desperate, using her for clickbait. I think that's true. She accused her of needing the money. Well, Tamra makes like $900,000 from being on the show and a lot from the podcast. Vicki is trying desperately to have her podcast not fail, like her other podcasts that have failed. So everything Tamra said about Vicki, I feel was actually true. And then everything Vicki said about Tamra, I find was true. You know, you are evil. No one asks you why your own flesh and blood doesn't speak to you. It's not every day a daughter doesn't speak to her mother, and everyone's afraid of you. No one wants to come after you, and your entire storyline is coming after other people so you don't have to expose your life. I'm like, well, true. Vicki and Tamra, you're all speaking the truth finally. Oh, and I think Tamra also said the only thing Vicki didn't lie about was cancer or something about the cancer. So what can you tell us about this? You got anything to share?
Okay, well,
any details?